Here we are, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Finally.
Finally, on this table. It means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, very thankful that the way that God does things, sometimes He surprises and then start guiding us to do things that we never thought we would do and it could happen.
Yeah.
And it happened at this table when you guys decided, and I think that's the word that is always in our minds. And I told you guys, that's the word, decision.
Yeah.
But I would like to ask you, what was the first thing that came to your mind, or who was the one that it was, whose idea, who was talking about the coming here to talk to me about what, and why do you guys come?
I mean, I remember exactly. It was the three of us.
We were just
Three
sitting
of
in the
us.
car. I think it was after a game or something. We were just hanging out, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just remember Stefano was like, damn, we never talk.
Yeah.
We never talk.
Yeah.
And like, we were like, damn, like we have stuff that's like hurting us.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like, we're not even saying it, and we're best friends, and
Yeah.
we say we're best friends.
Yeah.
but,
I
like,
think
we
that's
don't
what it
know
was. I
anything.
think
It was
that's
that.
what it was.
Somebody,
Yes.
you were going through something
I was definitely going through something. I
with
don't remember
it
what.
was your family. So just something that was, I think your grandpa. I don't know what it was.
Right. And
I think it was your grandpa.
it might have
Yeah,
been.
because
I
right
think it
around
was
that time
your
was when we were
grandpa.
yeah, he was getting sick.
And I remember I opened up a little bit, not too much. I didn't know too much, but he saw that I wanted to open up more.
Yeah.
But I didn't, so that's when
And
he
then
brought
you
you
called
up.
me and you said,
Yeah.
hey, we want to come and talk to you.
Yeah.
That night.
And the easiest way was to sit down here.
Yeah.
I just sort of figure
Yeah.
and just talk about it. It was really easy.
It was.
And then you guys started talking about that. Like sometimes we do not say what we have inside, and we feel like we need someone to listen to us
Yep.
Yeah.
because we don't feel like it's healthy for our souls. And
Yep.
I'm just just saying something that at the moment I didn't say it this way, but with
Right.
time that's what I understood.
Yeah.
But at that moment you did not know who Jesus was, or who never had accepted Jesus.
No idea, yeah.
And nobody has spoken to you about Jesus, or
Never.
Stefano has said something to you about it.
He would have mentioned, but it was one of those where I also had people that mentioned Jesus, but because I didn't know him, I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
Right.
People would just mention him, and I'd be like, it'll be great to have a relationship with him, but I don't know how. I don't know
Yeah.
how to begin. So
Yeah, but the idea was not talk about Jesus when you guys came here.
No,
even
not at all.
even though you guys knew I was a
Yeah.
pastor from a
Yeah.
church, but you guys just needed
Yeah.
you. Now I know, I remember, like you felt safe to bring people here
Yeah.
because you felt safe.
Yeah. I mean,
With us.
I've been coming since I was 15.
Yeah, even before. I think you
14,
were 14.
13, I don't know.
Yeah. And that's what it was. And then that afternoon, you guys started to talk about those things, and then you started saying things, and then I think you opened up a little bit, and then the Holy Spirit started like showing
Yeah.
the things that were happening to you, and
Yeah.
then I started telling you about those things.
Yeah.
Saying,
Yeah.
like, do you remember what you felt that day?
Yeah, definitely. It was weird. I mean, I felt a lot, but more than anything, I felt. I mean, I guess I felt hurt, but because I was the things that I was saying. So as I was saying and I was opening up, I felt hurt, but I felt peace right away. And it was weird because you hadn't mentioned Jesus.
No.
So I was like, why am I feeling this? Why
Yeah,
am
yeah.
and it was because I was opening up finally to
Yeah.
somebody, and to somebody that I didn't know, which was
Right.
weird. I would never do that ever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just felt safe to do so.
Yeah, I think that day you cried.
Yeah.
For the
A
first
lot.
time in like,
For
what?
the-
I was just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling Josh, we were over there actually in the couch, but I needed to go grab napkins because I felt so embarrassed. The floor was like a puddle. I felt. I was like, what is this? What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah, I'm bringing that up because I think that's one of the things that no one can manipulate without saying much. But I think really God was just doing that to open up a soul or souls that needed Him in a different way. And that's the thing that I think this table has brought throughout
Yeah.
the years. We have how many years already?
I'm 24, so since I was. Since
No, but
then.
this table,
Oh, just us?
when just the
3
three
years,
of you.
4
Three or
years.
I think probably 4 years.
Because it was like
Yeah.
right when COVID happened.
Yeah. It was like
Little
the
bit.
little latter
In the
end of
middle.
it.
Yeah,
I think
right at the end, when like we can start like taking off the masks.
Like
and stuff.
19,
It had to
I
be
mean
20.
19, 21 then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2020, yeah.
So one of the things I think are very special is that really when we come here to this table, and we're calling the table of truth, because that's what it is. When God is among, or He's among us, and His name is among us, he started doing the things that we don't know.
Yeah.
And he started showing things
Yeah.
that we have inside that we don't know how to handle. And people start like showing emotions.
Yeah.
And for guys, I think that's why you guys came. But the funny part, not funny, funny. The crazy part is that I'm a woman
Yeah.
and I'm older, really old. And then you guys trusted this home to come here. And I think the reason is because God is here.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that we can tell the story saying that the reason that things like this happen is because God is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's the only one that it can just bring out all your emotions. You couldn't cry. That's the
Yeah.
thing, that you couldn't cry.
Yeah.
That day you were crying like a baby.
Yeah.
I want to describe it like that. It
Yeah.
was really beautiful because no,
was,
but
I'll
you know,
admit
he does that, but he's the one that wanted for you to come here.
Yeah.
He always do things like that. And the
Yeah.
funny part that now this one is talking, but he didn't used to
Yeah.
talk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So now when he started like, oh yeah, because of it, like, why are you talking? You know, you didn't used to talk, and that's one of the things that
Yeah.
It's like
that is-
change, transformation,
yeah,
literally.
the transformation. But I don't want to go further without saying just the three of you guys started coming here, and for you, no, I want to keep going, but I have to say this too about Diego, that he had like frustrations and worries about the things that he loved the most,
Yeah.
and that is,
Idolatry.
Soccer.
I didn't say idolatry.
Oh.
Oh,
I said
that's-
what he used to love the most.
Oh,
was-
soccer. Yeah, but I thought you were talking
He
about what
already
it's called.
telling me that idolatry. No.
Well, it technically was.
Right.
Yeah.
He's
but-
very fast to say, oh, you're this and you're that. No,
Yeah. Soccer.
no, soccer.
It
And I
was my life
remember
was
he was
involved, yeah.
about to make a decision, and that's
Chattanooga.
That's crazy.
Sorry. He gets so mad.
why does he have to scream?
I'm sorry.
I don't understand that. But he always anyway.
Yeah.
I remember you have to make a decision.
Yep.
And then that day I said to you, hey guys, remember this. This is the word, decision.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
made a decision today that would change your lives, or you would change everything for the rest of your lives.
Yeah.
Right.
And we can see that today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
We did not know that it would take us to this table today
Yeah. Yeah.
to talk about the table of truth and,
Yeah.
and the things that have been happening, that we'll be talking
Yeah.
about it throughout, our podcast.
Yeah.
So to God be the glory, because
Always.
this is like I want to say a dream come true, but not really. But I think it was first in God's heart before it got here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and He
Because
just
it was so fast.
it was
happened
very
so
fast.
Yeah.
And then Gio wasn't with us, but we were missing him every time we'll get together.
Yeah.
How many times did we get together without Gio? A while.
It had to be at least a couple
6
months because he was in
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
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 He didn't come until the summer when
Yeah.
he was off.
Right.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking like he was just like very away from God. Why did I feel that way? I kept saying like, is Gio okay? Is Gio doing good with God? Is he right? I used to.
I think it's because we had limited communication. Because you would ask me and I had no idea. either.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
to say that. I will
Yeah.
ask Stefan, how's Gio doing? Oh, he's fine. Like, are you sure? I don't know. I feel that way.
Yeah.
And then, and then when he came along, we started talking about other things. I want to invite Gio to the table. That Gio's here. Yeah,
Bye,
Gio.
Problem is we didn't even.
Gio.
Oh,
Welcome to the
you,
table
thank you.
of truth.
Welcome, buddy.
I know. I'm so proud of this. I'm so proud of seeing you guys here. You have brought so much to this table, and now to this podcast, and now to a ministry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because not only you guys were talking about your emotions, you were talking about how you feel like men. When
Yeah.
you were young guys,
Yeah.
about men, but you guys were talking about how you felt with women. Right?
Yeah.
You guys, you didn't
Yeah.
have a girlfriend at the
No.
time. You didn't. You guys were single. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Oh, man. No, it's
He didn't talk. Now he's laughing, but he didn't talk. Anyway, you did have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
It
Who
was
was
only
your
him.
girlfriend?
Jazz, my wife.
Yeah, with
Fiance.
Padre Santo. Fiance, a wife to be. Okay. And you guys started sharing like you didn't know how to handle situations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because girls are so annoying.
Right.
Sorry.
What am I gonna say?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's true.
Yeah, and also the
I mean,
conversations
yeah.
that we would. No, I was thinking sorry. The conversations that we would have with each other, they would help, but also not too much because you wouldn't really know if like what the advice that they were giving you was the best advice.
Yeah.
That was the toughest.
And we
thing.
didn't have the
What do you
girl's
mean?
perspective.
Exactly.
Did we have a
Like I,
yeah.
I would ask Teto, what should I do in this situation? And of course, he would try and give me the best advice. But back in that,
But it
you know,
wasn't.
right, and I would be like, I don't know if that is. So,
Yeah.
but now
Because
you
it
have
was
to say
no,
everything,
yeah, because we only had our perspective.
Right.
You were able to tell us, okay, you're right about this, but this is how you have to say it, or you're completely wrong. You have to change this about yourself.
But when you came along, what were you used to talk about? I don't remember.
I don't know either. I was single at the time, and I was pursuing soccer as well.
Oh yeah,
And so I was fully obsessed over it.
yeah,
And every day, that's all I thought about was
Yes.
just making it there. My
Yeah.
plan, it was all
Yes.
about my plan.
yes, yes, yes,
What I want to happen. and stuff.
yes.
And I was going to your church since I was, if he said 15, 14, maybe like 12, 13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
Legits.
I gave myself to God pretty early, and I got baptized with you pretty early. But I think when I left to college and I started obsessing over that, that's when I kind of lost that relationship.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so when they told me about the group that they've been having while I was in college, I was like, I want that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think was missing from my life. So.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm putting up front again the relationships. But we didn't talk about that at the beginning.
Yeah, no, no.
Actually, you guys were talking about how frustrated you were and the decision of you leaving Pembroke
Yeah.
Pines, and then thinking, and we were praying about you leaving and being successful.
That's so
where?
true.
In
Where?
Tennessee, Chattanooga.
In
Chattanooga,
Tennessee.
yeah.
And then I felt in my spirit, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this boy is gonna come back. I don't think he's
Yeah.
staying there. I felt it, but I never told you. But
No,
I
yeah.
did teach you something. I said,
Definitely.
it doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah.
Remember, you will
Yeah.
always stay with God. Because
Yeah.
that day I did ask you,
Yeah.
do you want to, if you died,
Yeah.
it's like, we have
The,
to
the
say-
famous question.
the famous question
What's
that is
that
very
question?
silly. Yeah, no, I'm even, I feel silly about saying it
No, say it.
from everybody, but it's true. Like, I don't know why. I think it's the easiest way. Like, if you die today, you're not gonna die. I would say, like, you're not dying. It's just a question. Where do you think you will go?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what do you say?
I probably said,
I
I
don't
hope
know.
heaven.
I hope
yeah,
heaven.
something like
I
that.
don't know. People say, I don't know. And then I said, we'll continue
Right.
with the question. But that day, I think you did accept Jesus.
Yeah.
And then that's when you started, that was the first decision that you made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for Gio, I think it was the same. Like he came looking maybe for an answer, like
Yeah.
you were, and he's using
Yeah.
the word obsessed.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here. We
Yeah.
talk about those little things, obsessions. I think you still struggle with that, Diego.
Yeah, I probably do.
I probably know you do. I think you do.
Yeah.
I think you struggle with that. I don't know, Gio, not anymore.
I've been working on it.
Yeah.
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 Still do.
The only
You
time.
still do about what? About soccer?
No.
No,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like he still struggles about
Yeah.
soccer.
soccer and everything related to it.
Because he's a coach now.
But it doesn't matter. He struggles with the emotions.
Yeah, no, but I mean, he's
The-
still related to it, so like the problem still persists. Gio kind of moved away from soccer,
Yeah.
so he doesn't like he still obsesses too, just like
Just not over that.
over soccer, but because that's his career, like his obsession's still there. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking because I want to say that it shouldn't be about where you are at and the things that
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
do. It's about who you are.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you still struggle with emotions, with the things that you like, those are the things that we talk here
Yeah.
that we need to get rid of because
Yeah. It's
those
just- it's-
strong emotions and obsessions can bring you down
Yeah,
Definitely.
to places you don't want to be.
Yeah. Even up to today, it's so hard for me to just find a healthy relationship with soccer.
yeah,
And by soccer, I mean just being a fan of it, not a coach. And I don't know. I don't think that kind of ties with it together, because I can be a coach and
you won't care.
I
Yeah.
don't really care. But just being a fan of it, and yeah, it's hard for me to find a healthy relationship to where I support my country, whatever, my team, but I'm not obsessing over it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's hard for me, and I've renounced from it. I've renounced from if it is idolatry, whatever it is. But
That was him who said that, not me.
No, I but yeah, but it's hard.
Yeah, but it's something that I want to be after you for.
Yeah. I
Because
agree
I
with
think is making you stop. How does it stumble?
Stumble,
Tropezar?
Would you
Yeah.
say that it's hard because for so long it was tied to identity or
No,
no?
no. It's because I think his personality will start showing in a fleshy way, meaning will not show who he really is in the spirit. Because when you have all these strong emotions, and I'm gonna go to Josh, that he didn't talk.
Yeah.
He will keep all his emotions
Yeah.
in there. But both things are really unhealthy.
Yeah.
When you're obsessed about
Yeah.
something, but all these emotions come out,
Yeah.
it doesn't let you really show who you are and the God that we believe in Christ.
Yeah.
So the thing about the table of truth is that we start talking about ourselves, but we'll come to the place that we know that we will be okay, and that will be at the feet of Jesus. I'm gonna say, like, it sounds religious, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the only way we can do it.
Yeah.
And I think George, for a long time, I'm gonna say 10 years.
Yeah.
Since
basically,
I
yeah.
since I
Yeah.
met him,
Right.
he couldn't show any kind of emotion. He couldn't even cry.
Yeah.
He couldn't even cry. And I remember just one night, it was so shocking to me that I remember at the place I was turning around and just what I was doing that night when he called me, and he was crying. He said, and the miracle was like, it was a bad situation.
Yeah, yeah.
He was telling me about a
yeah.
situation he was all upset about. But the thing was that he could show emotions. He was crying.
Yeah.
So
There's hope.
Yeah.
there's hope.
Yeah.
There's hope for people that don't show emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or for people
show
that show too many.
Yeah.
That it can be violent.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can be violent when you feel like that?
Yeah.
How violent?
What do you mean?
How much? How big? How far will you go?
Not.
To
no.
him?
Yeah. No. I've definitely learned. That's one of the things I've learned. That to control myself, but sometimes I do worry that. Not worry. That worry is not the word. I didn't want to say.
Yes,
Worry.
you do worry. You said it.
Yeah.
The first word that gets out pretty much is what we.
She's so good
worry.
at that.
Yeah.
She always finds one, like,
She
ever
doesn't
since
let
the
you
beginning.
second
You,
guess.
you don't get to second guess it. She finds one word, and like the Holy Spirit will show her, like, nope,
Yeah.
that's actually exactly what it is,
Yeah.
and then just brings it out of you, and then you're like, okay, I
Yeah.
guess I do have that
Yeah.
problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No. To answer your question, I mean, it was definitely more violent before. Now, because I know that I'm doing the wrong thing, I'm aware, so I hold myself back, or Jesus hold myself back, whichever. but
No,
but
you.
yeah, but
Jesus tells you
not
what
as
to
much
do.
before. Yeah.
And then we decide. Remember the first word we learned
Yeah.
here? Decision.
Decision.
Yeah.
And I think for Gio too, and all of us are different. And for Stefano,
I'm the worst out of everyone. I've
We
been here the
gotta-
longest.
no.
Like, that's literally the truth.
Yeah,
I was not going to
yeah.
say the worst. No, because you're pretty obedient, but he cannot stay still.
My feet are literally moving
Yeah,
under the
he
table
can
right
stay
now.
still. But at the same time, you see, all of us. That's one of the things I want to teach, and I don't want to do this for a long time. But I think for the genesis of our table of truth, I just want to put on the table what we do here.
Yeah.
So just by showing
Yeah.
the way we started it and how Josh couldn't show
Yeah.
what he was feeling. It didn't matter what I said to him. I pray for him.
Yeah.
I will advise him. He would just look at
Yeah.
me.
Blank stare.
Yes. Oh, it
crazy.
was
Not
so.
his head.
It
And
was so.
realizing
Yo, it
now,
was legitimately crazy.
No, it was just realizing now it's just the amount of fight back, and I was just like, nah, I'm
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was saying in my
Oh
head.
yeah, he
without
was saying, "I'm
saying
okay.
it.
I'm
I'm
okay.
okay. I'm fine.
Yeah.
but I was
I
never
don't need
okay.
anything,
I was
yeah.
never fine.
Yeah.
I was just. It was so deep down.
Yeah.
and locked and like.
He couldn't
chained up.
open his heart.
He
No.
said he was chained up.
He was chained up.
I would say I visibly
That's the
remember
word.
visibly because I would open my eyes in prayer, which you hate, but I still do. But I remember Gio crying, me crying, Stefano crying, and other people crying, and I just look at Josh, and he's just like, it's just like he's not even close to breaking down.
Yeah.
No.
Not
Yeah.
even close.
No.
Like it's crazy because like I would feel sad, I would feel the emotions, but then immediately,
It will.
as soon as that happened, my body would be like, "Oh nope,"
Yeah.
and like just suck it in. Literally, just there'd be
yeah.
times where I would like genuinely be sad, like on the verge of crying, and like a tear's about to come out, and it's like a cartoon, and it goes,
Yeah.
and then
Wow.
yeah, no, it was crazy.
It is.
just
It
like-
was. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, it was. It was
It's a
really
testimony,
scary.
though.
Yeah,
like
it's
like
a testimony.
the, like
now.
the
It's
bad
very
like what you're
scary.
saying. Sometimes God will use horrible situations to bring out things in you that need to be brought out
Yeah.
Yeah.
for you to succeed in your relationship with Him. Because you can't have a relationship with God if you can't feel.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
That's
Yeah, everything has a beginning. I think we just began by showing who we were, and it was tough. Even with me, like me, I think you guys, I don't think you understand how much you have changed me. Just because of you have changed so many things inside of me. The same things that I was telling you, I have battled before, and I think I throughout, you know, the at the beginning, the few minutes that we were having, I understood that I started like loving what we were doing because I always wanted someone to do what I was doing with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at this point, after years of doing it,
Yeah.
just seeing what God has done in your lives and for Him to use me with some of
Yeah.
His wisdom, I think it is great that we can share this
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
others. And I think I'm so thankful to God that He's doing this. And you
Yeah.
guys still really young, and to see the four of you being the beginners of something so big, because I do believe a lot of young people, even adults, even old people would see this and will be encouraged to say, even if I'm this old, something is going to happen in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Amen.
Yeah.
and it's going to happen
Yeah.
Yeah.
because God is real. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter who we are.
Yes, it is.
And, you know, how old we are, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely, yeah.
I think this is a good beginning,
Yeah.
and we have to just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we started. This is like the first
Yeah.
part of many things that we will see, many testimonies. We can, you know,
Yeah.
in another
But there's just like it's
meeting
so
we can
much.
talk about
Yeah.
it. It is
Like,
so much that it's hard
It's
to
even
yeah.
just the fact, like, because you said, oh, you're so grateful for us and how, but we're like, we can't even probably begin to explain the impact that God has done through you in our lives.
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah.
like, even now, I think in the church, in the world, like mentorship, discipleship, all
Yeah.
that stuff has fallen through the cracks because
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
it's just hard to mentor people one on one. It takes time.
It takes time.
an investment. It's not something that you can just
true.
I'm going to disciple somebody, I'm going to mentor somebody, and then they come
Yeah.
but when you're tired, when you have emotions, and which you always had, but this house was always open. How many people do you know that are adults that open up a home
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
Up
a
until-
bunch of kids up until 3, 4 in the morning
Yeah.
talking about their emotions when
Yeah.
you have financial issues, you have emotion issues, you have a daughter of your own that is somewhere else to worry about as well, that she's here with us when she's here, but at the same time it's like
Yeah.
all your life and the church and so many things, but no matter what, every Monday night, every week we have the doors open because we
Well,
can
it used to be like during the day. Now we do it on Mondays. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about that later. But
Yeah.
I have to say that just by always loving, I think that we've been talking about it, but always just loving what God has done in your life,
Yeah.
it will take you to this.
yeah
And to open up a place that you know that God will do something.
yeah
Yeah.
And I have to say this 100% God all the
Yeah,
way.
always.
Yeah.
The more I think about it,
Yeah.
He put that desire in your heart
yeah
to share with you guys and for you to say like, oh, we never share our emotions,
yeah
to bring you guys here, to bring others,
Yeah.
to be free, to be delivered.
Yeah. Free.
Because
Yeah.
that's the word, to
Yeah.
be free.
Literally.
And it's God.
Yeah.
God always wants to use people that have their heart ready to be used. Like
Yeah.
I was ready. Like, yep,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
yeah
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna be teaching here.
yeah
Not about how wonderful you are,
Yeah.
how faithful you are to God. It's about knowing that God is so almighty,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and whenever you say yes to Him, He'll do what He has to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Man,
it's
Yeah.
scary.
so it
Yeah.
is.
Like
Yeah.
saying
But it's-
God used me, I'm like, you don't know why He's going to use
No,
you.
no, that's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about it
Yeah.
another time, but it is a deep
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta
conversation.
save a lot of stuff for next
Yeah,
episode.
we have so
So
many
many episodes.
so
We're gonna
many
say everything the
episodes
first
that we
one,
need
then we're
to.
gonna have the rest, so I don't know what to say.
No, we have so many beautiful and crazy subjects to talk about. It
Yeah.
can be spiritual. It can
Miracles.
be just about us. It can be just about relationships. It can be just
Stuff that happens
about
on your day to day.
yeah. So that's a good thing about this.